Okay, we're back. Battle Factory singles over 50, 175 starting point. Trying to push the world record. There is Noland waiting for us at 189. That's Noland number 9. I'll be very pleased if we get that far. I did lose yesterday in doubles, which kind of sucks. Quick reminder for anyone who doesn't know. The Battle Factory is the rental facility in the Gen 3 Frontier. You have to rent a team free of 6 Pokemon that you get offered. After you beat someone, you can swap your Pokemon for one of theirs. 7 battles in a row, and then you have to pick a new team. And of course, because it's Emerald, the enemies have free IVs, which makes it a bit easier, but also makes swapping worse. Thanks, guys. Okay. I'm almost nervous with this one, which is funny to me because I didn't get nervous on the last few streams at all. And this one is a stream that doesn't really matter. It doesn't really matter if I lose now. It's just the end of the streak. Water type. High risk. So water type high risk does suggest the counter coat waters, counter mirror coat. There's also quite a few water types with Oko moves that also qualify, and double edge isn't a rare move on waters either. Electabuzz is a weird I quite like to run Electabuzz free at some point. Okay, it's Electabuzz 2. It's not great. Low accuracy on Thunder. Not great. Yeah, I'm testing out a new playlist after the last stream got copyright striked, which is a really silly thing. I can't rely on the autoplay, so I've got just a bunch of video game things. Ooh, it's Heracross 4, and it's level 50. Heracross 4 is very good. Just need to avoid the paralysis. I don't like leading with it, but switching Heracross into a known move that can't kill it is very, very good. Heracross is definitely coming, I think. Okay, this is all one, but I can't really take you. Rain Dance Scissor? The combo? Oh, it's guard free. Okay. What ability? Sync. And what is Heracross? Heracross is Swarm. I prefer Trace on Gardevoir. I think it's much better. But it is Lumberry Guard, so Sync isn't bad. Okay. Own Tempo. Own Tempo is slightly better than Oblivious in the factory, I think. It might be an idea to lead Jolteon. The problem, I'm really worried about these Pokemon that have only one coverage move and it's got a immunity. I can't enter endgame 1v1s with Jolteon unless I'm pretty damn sure that there's not going to be an enemy ground type. Like the temptation here is to go Gardevoir, Slowbro, Heracross for sure. I think a lot of people haven't got the factory print here. Well, I'm not sure if I trust Jolteon. Jolteon one's a pretty good lead, though. Although it is high-risk water, Swampert is fairly likely. So Jolteon isn't a great idea to just blind counter the first opponent. Ideally, I won't swap, yes. I don't think Gardevoir and Heracross are going to be swapped at all. It's a little bit awkward to lead with Gardevoir, though. Because if Gardevoir faints, the only fast Pokemon I've got less of an accurate move is the Heracross Earthquake, which is not safe. So Gardevoir might have to be in the back. It might have to be a Slowbro lead. So in general, in the factory, the thing that makes Pokemon better in the lead slot is Pokemon that struggle to switch in. And Slowbro slightly struggles to switch in because it's so slow. Slowbro does not have a bad water matchup, since it can hit them with Stab. I think it's going to be Slowbro, Gardevoir, Heracross. And it leaves me quite flexible on the option to swap Slowbro. Also, if the music is too loud, guys, just shout at me. I'm very aware that some music soundtracks on YouTube are quieter than others. Or loud than others, indeed. I don't have a great electric switch in, but it's not a Noland round. I don't have to be too worried about it. You know, on a Noland round, I might actually take the Jolteon, you know. Yeah, so Slowbro is kind of interesting anti-Quick Claw. Yeah. Slowbro is honestly too slow to really function, though. Like, being quiet is horrible. I'll turn the music down slightly, sure. It's actually on 2. Hold on. How do I bump this by 1? I'll just leave it there. This is fine. Enemy ghost types. It's fine. It's because it's Gen 3. Ghost types are kind of fine. Because the only good one is Gengar, basically. Like, Dusclops could show up, but Dusclops is too passive. And Mischievous is kind of a fake ghost type. In Gen 4 it would be a much bigger problem. Slowbro fainting, and then Houndoom coming out could be quite annoying. I mean, in these situations, at worst, I have Endure Reversal. I just pray for no paralysis or no burn from a fast electrical fire enemy. So yeah, I think I'm going with that. It's time to stop stalling. So as always, the team I'm using is going to be on the bottom right. And the enemy will be on the center right. So we are high risk water. My foresight says I will win. Okay. Okay, so Quagsire is likely Quagsire 1 or 3, since Counter and Double Edge respectively are high risk moves. Quite a serious mistake to use Surf here. I don't think I can swap. Because Gardevoir can be killed by a Earthquake crit. And Heracross will be a roll to kill even the no physical bulk Quagsire. So Quagsire 1, 3 and 4, there'll be a roll to die to Megahorn. And it could be Quagsire 2, and also Quagsire 3 could curse, so there's quite a lot of reasons to not swap. This is one of the few Pokemon that Slowbro naturally outspeeds as well, which is a bonus. Someone beat the Gen 4 Battery 4. Gold print fight. It's very difficult, that. It is very difficult, the Gen 4 gold print. Jolteon would have required a swap, yeah. It would actually be very awkward. I'd probably have to go to Heracross. I'm going to just Psychic this and not blunder into Water Absorb. Okay, we do very good damage. Leftovers? No leftovers. This is Quagsire 3. So there's a 10% chance that Quick Claw activates and Quagsire wins a Quick Claw speed tie. Otherwise, I get away without taking any damage at all. Attract and hope that the Quagsire swings that way. If only Attract worked like that. Attract is an incredibly frustrating move to deal with when it's used against you, though. You appreciate just how important it is that Confuse runs out after 4 turns max. Do not get Quick Claw, that's great. So with Quagsire down, there's only a requirement for one more high risk move, unfortunately, Regirock is a high-risk user. I'm almost certainly staying in. I should kill the no special bulk ones, but 3 of the 6 Regirock sets do run special bulk, and they will live serve. It's very likely to be a high-risk Regirock, which means explosion, counter... Hyper Beam is also high risk, so is Focus Punch. Yeah. The way that this can go wrong is if I surf, Regirock might explode the next turn. Particularly Regirock 6, but I think entering a 2v1 with Gardevoir and Heracross against an unknown enemy is fine. Particularly if I know that enemy is going to be Water type. Gardevoir has Psychic and Magical Leaf, and Heracross is Endure Reversal. I think it's quite clearly going to be Surf. Oh, we Quick Claw. We Quick Claw and kill. That's pretty lucky. So that had to be 1, 2, or 5. And 2 of those have a Quick Claw. Oh, but it can't be Quick Claw because it was Quick Claw, it was Quick Claw Quagsire, so it was actually Regirock 1. It's good to know. And Suicune is last. That's a bit spooky. I can't stream on YouTube and Twitch at the same time, unfortunately. It's quite expensive to do that, either in terms of internet or actual, like, providers that split it. Otherwise, I would stream to both. I'm a bit worried about Suicune. I'm a bit worried about specifically Double Team. I do have Synchronize for Suicune 2 at least. It's a good thing that Magical Leaf can't miss, right? The worst case scenario here is definitely Suicune 1. I don't think I'm swapping now. I think it's Psychic. Pressure's going to be really annoying. Oh. Okay, we hit though. We hit. Let me check the rest AI quickly. Because that wasn't leftover, so that is Suicune 1. It's not going to rest. It could be half an idea to use Shadow Ball here to avoid it using rest. Suicune 1 and 2 are quite deadly. I think it makes more sense to the Psychic, honestly. There's also an argument for using Surf. But I think trying to hit it with a special defense drop early is worth it. If I can special defense drop it, I'm so much safer. I could also swap to Guard here. Like, even if Suicune crit Surf on Gardevoir this turn, I don't think I'd be too upset. Swap in Togemon and hit it with Genoel. Not sure what Genoel is. I think I want to go Guard. I think I really want to go Guard. It is a little bit risky. Like, if I'm gonna go Guard. The fact that it has Chesto, it does calm mind, okay. So Guard can die to a Surf crit now. Okay. Unfortunately, it's quite likely to follow it up with another Double Team now. I'm kind of hoping that one of my 10 Magical Leaf crits this is not what I want. At the same time, I can't do much about it. God, again. I mean, I might want to go Heracross now. argument for Heracross is that Mega Horn does much more damage than Magical Leaf at this point. It should always surf. Like, I just have to hit Magical Leaf and Earthquake, right? It's just a big problem if I miss Earthquake, basically. And then a left field idea is to go Slowbro right now, which looks a bit weird, but I spend additional turns basically using Psychic then, but Gardevoir in later. We're probably playing into the same thing, where we have to hit through Double Team though. If Gardevoir and Heracross faint, this match is over. How many Double Teams do you use? One. Double Teamed once. If I go Slowbro, it's just going to double team more, isn't it? It's just going to find more time to double team. It's actually probably best to go all in right now. I guess even if Heracross misses the Earthquake, I've still got a chance of Quick Claw Psychic. Also, if Psychic crits, I win from Slowbro. I don't think I want to Psychic right now with Gardevoir though. I think we need the damage to be super duper sure that Earthquake is going to kill. And Magical Leaf is more likely to crit than Psychic since it can't miss. There might be an argument for Ice Punch actually. I'm just going to hit it though. We're dead. There is no point using Endure, even though we are dead to Surf. Just gonna hit the Earthquake. That was dangerous. What was dangerous about that was the second Calm Mind. The second Calm Mind coming through instead of Double Team. It meant that Gardevoir fainted much earlier than it should have done. Fire, High Risk. So Fire High Risk is never a surprise. There's a lot of overheat sets, there's a lot of double edge on Fire types as well. Facade is High Risk. Flareon has a Flail set. There's a counter Magmar set. Heracross did a good job there. I think we can think about the Suicune swap for Slowbro. Get rid of the double Psychic. Honestly, Slowbro might be better than Suicune. At the lower IV, Suicune 1 is... It gets beaten by so many Pokemon if they just crit it once. It's like Gardevoir and Heracross aren't really good supporting cast to assist on a Suicune setup. This team is more offensive than that. And Slowbro cares less about Sunny Day being set up here. I'm actually going to stick. I'm not going to take the Suicune. The IV advantage is just too good on Slowbro, I think. Slowbro was dropped. Yes. Let's go in. Okay. That's not a fire type. So if it's a bulky one, it will live 2 Shadow Balls, but we're probably staying in. I do not want to switch into a Thunderbolt. I don't want to switch into a Shadow Ball that much either. I think I stay in. I want to know whether or not it's potentially Latios 8. Probably the default assumption here is that I'm going to Shadow Ball and switch to Gardevoir and Ice Punch against most of these. I just want to know if it's 8. I also don't want to know if it's Latios 5. I guess another line is that it could be 7. 7 would be probably the worst one. Next opponent specializes in fire types. Exactly. Yeah, we'll two-shot it if it doesn't have bulk, but quite a lot of these have bulk. It's a T-Bolter, okay. It's got no bulk though, so it's 2 or 3. It's Quick Claw, Focus Band. It's probably Gardevoir in here. At 73 HP, Slowbro is still pretty useful against fire types. Could also make an argument for Heracross in. I'd just be so scared of Quick Claw. I mean, Quick Claw, Focus Band, actually the same thing against Heracross. It both leads to Heracross in a huge amount of trouble. And being paralyzed on Heracross is also really unpleasant. Yeah, I think it's going to be Gardevoir in here. I lost my OBS. I just think Slowbro's too useful against most fires. No, so the enemy can have the same item as you. There's no item clause like that in Gen 3, it's only Gen 4 where that applies. The fact that Gardevoir doesn't mind being paralyzed is a big deal here, I think. With Lumberry. Just don't crit me. Don't crit me. Okay. We did get a Spadef drop, so we could Psychic, but I'd rather just Ice Punch. Because if Focus Band activates, we want to freeze it. Magmar. It's quite likely to be Magmar free with high risk. On the other hand, Magmar 2 and 4 are the ones with a super effective move. How often do I die to Mega Kick? Magmar 3 is not Adamant, it's Impish. So Magmar 3 never kills unless it crits. But Magmar 2 can Quick Claw Fire Blast me, that would be funny. But it was a 50-50 for the Latios to be Quick Claw or Focus Band, so it's a little bit less likely for it to be Magmar 2 here, really. And we've got a Lumberry for Magmar 4 Confuse Ray. I think we stay in. It's actually a little bit tempting to go Heracross. Just switch to Heracross and Earthquake. It's just really, really badly punished if it is Magmar 2. I'm on 73. I can't really go slow-row easily. Yeah, it didn't send out a Pokemon that could have Shadow Ball or Crunch or something, yeah. I guess there's also, I mean, if it's not Magmar Freeze, a good chance the final fire is a double high risk. Blaziken 3, for example. Rapidash 4, Typhlosion 3. Yes, you can get multiple of the same item because you can swap for an enemy Pokemon with the same item as something on your team. You can have a team with 3 leftovers or 3 Quick Claws, yep. I think we're just Psychicking. I really hope this is a Magmar 2. That would really... It must be quite unlikely. Okay. Okay, we crit. I probably shouldn't assume it's Magmar 3 then. Okay, so it's probably Moltres 4. That's double high risk. It'll be 2 or 4. It has to be 2 or 4. Double team, major way to lose here, I guess. So just do as much damage as possible. Moltres 2 will help me out with some known protects as well. The damage is also really important against the double-edged recoil from Moltres 4. Yes, Confuse Ray, super effective. I think it probably was Magmar 2 or 4. Right. I don't think it changes Moltres though. Okay. It's going to have White Herb. Is there a better order for this? I think it's always Slowbro first, because I want to know whether or not I need to hit the Endure, maybe. Forcing it to overheat and switching to Slowbro from Heracross doesn't make a lot of sense to me. Okay. No crit. Yeah, Heracross is naturally faster than Moltres. No type high risk. The problem with Heracross there is just that if I endure on overheat and overheat misses, that's quite annoying. I can still just use Mega Horn at the end of that though. It was a special attack Latios set. The vision with Latios would be that we're no longer weak to electric, I guess. problem is Latios is just not that solid. And Latios switching out of a dangerous Dark or Ghost move into Gardevoir doesn't work very well. Again, I think it's probably Slowbro. It's the fact that Slowbro does reliable damage. And this team is always just kind of fishing for a way to bring Heracross in safely. And then it's over. I don't think Latios does as much on that side as well. Latios, I guess it draws in fewer moves that would annoy me, but Heracross switching into an Ice move is also really not good. Like the layout. It took a long time. I was working on the subway layout this week as well. The subway is so annoying because the way that the layout works is because we screen capture. So for example, we on the left there where it says Slowbro, on the drafting I have to read that with the screen so that it shows up correctly. But in Gen 5 the background is dynamic and changes. It's not a consistent solid colour like it is in Gen 3 and 4, which has made it much trickier. Anyway, I don't think I'm taking Latios. I think if I was going to swap, I would rather have taken the Suicune than the Latios. The top trainer. High risk. Okay. Mime does break the layout because of the dot in its name. Why is the second channel on? There is about to be videos on there. So yeah, I've got this channel, I've got my VOD channel, which is the VODs from Twitch. And I've got a new channel going up, which is going to be highlights. I'm impressed someone found it already. That's impressive. The worst case by far here would be Mime 4. Mime 4 would Thunderbolt. Mime 3 has Thunderbolt, but it's going to use the trick first. The Latios is really good in Gen 3. The thing is, that Latios we just faced, first off, it's free IV. So it's got a 14 stat point disadvantage in every single stat. Second up, it's got max attack and max special attack EVs. So it's not that fast and it's not that bulky. I would have swapped for it if I had a bad team. Missed the mind breaking the overlay is quite funny. I probably do have to sit on this. I don't want to go Heracross on a potential Thunderbolt. Heracross would be very good if it got choice banded because I would take the choice band Earthquake, I think. It's not a bad set. I mean it's quite good. The way that the Gen 3 factory works, you kind of just don't swap unless your team is pretty bad. Or unless it's the final battle of the round. How do I feel about going Gardevoir here, since it's got synchronized Lumberry for potential Thunderbolt? Gardevoir being tricked would be very annoying. More annoying than Slowbro. And there's also Mime 1, but Mime 1 is just kind of bad. I'm going to beat it with everything on my team. It'll reveal itself with Fake Out if it does have it. I think I'd rather stay in against Mime 2 than switch to Guard. Because against Mime 2 I can just double Surf. It is Mime 1. So Mime 1 probably has a small chance of living 2 Surfs because of its leftovers. It's going to Magical Leaf here. I don't really want to go Gardevoir. Gardevoir does take quite a bit of damage. Heracross can come in, but Heracross has to hit Mega Horn. I could double Earthquake with Heracross, but then I give Mr. Mime a chance to crit Psychic, so I think it's actually best to stay in. Take 2 Magical Leaves, go down to about half. It would be nice to get a Quick Claw and ignore the damage. Okay, looks like we do actually kill him too then. Perfect, okay. Mr. Arcanine. It is high risk, and Mime 1 is not high risk. It is quite likely to be Overheat Arcanine. not seeing a reason to switch. Don't want to risk Gardevoir to crit. Gardevoir would live Crunch Crit from Arcanine 4, but not 3 because it's modest. Is L50 considered more interesting than level 100? Not in the end game really. There are more Pokemon in level 100, so it's slightly more interesting, I guess. But the difference is small, I would say. I can understand that some people don't like using the baby Pokemon. I do understand that. And if it really bothers you, you should play the one you like more for certain. Okay, we just Quick Claw again. Is Quick Claw like secretly a very underrated item? And it's Quagsires back, so it's the same thing as the first game today, where I just wanted to get damage on it in case it's Curse. It actually has to be high risk though, so it has to be 1 or 3. Counter or Double Edge. Okay. It's quite likely to be 1, I guess. Because 3 is so likely to Curse there. I mean, 1 is quite likely to counter as well, but it's about 1 in 4 for it to Earthquake. More high risk. Mr. Mime is not to the far bottom right as the trainers, is the Pokemon from the last trainer. Mr. Mime does not show up there either, of course. Dorothy. Magmar again. It's quite likely to be Magmar free because of counter being high risk. It's slightly different to last time. I'm not as afraid of Magmar 2 Thunder Punching. I mean, Fire Blasting because it has the Thunder Punch. So I definitely could go Heracross here. High risk is very common, yeah. Could go Heracross. I just think just Surf. Flamethrower. 24 damage. Probably is 4. Because Magmar 1 is special invested. Frode. So it wasn't a high risk Magmar, and therefore it's very likely that this is an explosion Electrode. I think we just let Sobo get hit by the Thunderbolt, hit it with Surf. The issue with doing that is that it's then very, very, very likely to explode. So I guess what I would do is Surf, and if it lives, I then go Heracross and Endure. There's no type. Last Pokemon can't be Fire or Electric. We're doing okay. I could also switch to Guard here. I think I prefer that. I think Guard is just much better. The punishment for Guard is that it isn't Electrode 3 or 4 and it's actually Electrode 2. That would be highly annoying. Electrode 1 would also be very annoying because it does also run HP. But I'm fast in Electrode 1. I think it's always Gardevoir. Mirror Coat, okay. So that's high risk dealt with Electrode 4 being Explosion and Mirror Coat. Let's just kill it. Goes our Lumberry. And Electrode's Lumberry. And now you die. And Aero last. It can be anything. High risk has been dealt with. there's no other phrases in play. I just want to Ice Punch this. I don't think it can win, because Aero 1 and 2 will act predictably against Heracross, and Aero 3 and 4 are actually slower than Heracross anyway. What HP is Slowbro on? Yeah, we're chilling. It's over. No King's Rock flinch. No type, no phrase, okay. Electrode 4 is a fun lead. I just don't think it's anywhere near as solid as Slowbro is. But Explosion, Thunderbolt, Mirror Coat, as well as having a very predictable type dynamic in terms of what it forces out of the enemies. It's often Earthquake or a stab move. Electric is quite a nice lead type. Latios is back, okay. There's no phrase. Last time it was Fire High Risk, this time it's no phrase. I don't think that changes what we do against Latios. It is most likely going to once again be Shadow Ball, Switch, Ice Punch. But we'll see what it is. I need to know whether or not it's 5 or 7 pretty much. Or 5, not 7. Well, it's kind of 7, but 5 or 8 mostly, because 8 is faster than Gardevoir. And 5 is going to try and set up. Shadow Ball? 59 damage. And it doesn't run bulk. So that's 6 or 8, surely. There's no way it's 7. Let's damage calc Latios 6 against Slowbro. Check if it can do 59 damage. Because Latios 6 is stronger than Latios 8. So level to 100. Okay. No, it has to be 8. Okay, that's good to know. It has to be Latios 8. I could consider going Heracross here and go for Endure Reversal. Because if I stay in, I'm potentially being crit, I'm potentially being King's Rocked. It's not Bright Powder. So I think I just want to go Heracross and Endure on Psychic or Aerial Ace after I get hit by Shadow Ball. And then I just Reversal. I guess the downside is, what if Shadow Ball Aerial Ace doesn't bring Heracross to 1 HP, right? That's really annoying. Because that's Salak wasted. But it's probably a good idea to hold on to Slowbro. It's probably a very good idea to hold on to Slowbro. I think it is Heracross. Spadef drop is actually good news. I'm hoping we do not live with more than 1 HP here. Nice. Would have thought Ace killed alone. No. Aerial Ace is just not a strong move. Scarm. Okay. So Scarm 3 and 4 can live Reversal. And Scarm 2 is Bright Powder. And Scarm 4 is Quick Claw. I think I do Reversal though. Because the other two don't like dealing with Scarm that much either. Even with Fire Punch, I take quite a bit of damage with Gardevoir potentially. I don't think I can switch Gardevoir into Skarmory. I think that would be a serious error. Okay, nice. And Nidoking last. We don't have to think about this, do we? It was Latios 8. No idea on Skarm. We don't have to think about this. If Quick Claw goes off, it goes off. Okay, GG. No type. Battles flow, so that's the Weather set. Yeah, Heracross 4 not having to hit Mega Horns is the reason why it's the good one. The tricky part of using Heracross is finding ways to get in and use Endure on moves that can't status you, basically. Latios 8 is interesting. There's a stronger case for it over Slowbro since it's the fast one. Got 2 matches left on this set. Slowbro is so solid. I don't think we're doing anything on that. Hello, humans. Yes. Hello, fellow humans. How goes breathing air today? It's easier to swap out of a water and Psychic Overlines than the Dragon one. The Champ. Well, unfortunately Machamp is faster, but I do kill all of them except Machamp 2. I don't fancy being crit if I switch. I think we're staying in. Battles flow with a Machamp lead means that both Monons in the back have to be Weathermons as well, which is tentatively good news. I'm just a little bit worried about the Rain Dance Thunder Electrics. Okay, it is Machamp 2. Okay. Because we're slower, we want to mix up our moves here. It could be a resist switch for Psychic. So let's surf. It's fine, that'll be the Chesto Berry gone. Do we crit? No. And now we mix it up again, in case there is a surf resist switching in potentially. Like that. That is why you try not to repeat moves if possible. Okay, so it's definitely the Rain Dance Lapras. It has to be Weathermons and the other 2 slots. Lapras 6 is faster than me, and therefore Rain Dance is broken? Question mark? Let's check. If Blizzard is the most powerful move, okay, so no. It's a tricky one again, isn't it? Maybe I go Gardevoir. Because again, I have protection against the Thunder Paralysis. And Thunder Hydro Pump doesn't kill Gardevoir, which is very significant. This thing did not need 2 Oko sets. It's got them. It's what Lapras is kind of known for, unfortunately. I think we do go Guard. Because we can Magical Leaf and avoid the Bright Powder on Lapras 6. How many wins are we on? 180. The fact we've got play around Bright Powder is quite significant here, I think. Okay, there goes the Rain Dance. So as long as Hydro Pump doesn't crit, we're in good shape. Good. How likely is the AI to counterpick in the factory? It doesn't do it at all. It's completely random what you face. The AI obeys species clause, and that's about it in Gen 3. So the AI can't have a Gardevoir, it can't have a Heracross, and it can't have a Slowbro. Although Noland can. Noland ignores it. Yeah, the world record is just what it was before the stream started. So Machamp back in, that is no surprise, we just kill it. Could it be an okay set? No, because the style depends on the battle's flow. What that means is that there has to be at least 2 weather moves on the enemy team. And because Machamp 2 is not a Pokemon with a weather move, it had to be a weather move Lapras, which means it had to be Lapras 6. We also know after we kill this Machamp, the final Pokemon also has to be a Pokemon with a weather move, which quite often tells us the set. So depends on the battle's flow is quite a useful hint. So we know this has to be Sunny Day at Charizard. Do I want to give it Blaze? Not desperately. At the same time, is it guaranteed to choke later? No, it's random. Okay. Yeah, I make my own no Blaze. Can I find a way of winning this without having to rely on Focus Band activation once into Fire Blast? I mean, Heracross would also have to Focus Band. If I put Slowbro in on the Fire Blast now and I Endure, problem is Endure is not guaranteed to use up 2 Fire Blast PP. I'm almost able of stalling this out of PP, it's just not completely guaranteed. Charizard didn't get 8 sets. Did you hack the streak? No. No, I've played the entire streak on live streams. I guess it's a somewhat reasonable question though, after certain other things have happened in the past year or 2. No belly drum though. I'm actually going to Ice Punch. I don't want to give this thing Blaze. Ice Punch crit would be very funny, I guess. I don't want to give it Blaze. I don't want to let it have... Because Sunny Day, Blaze, Fire Blast, crit probably does kill Slowbro. I don't want to give it that. And it doesn't miss against Gardevoir anyway. Does the AI have max PP? It does not, no. Okay, it's time to Surf. Again, this is another tricky one, isn't it? Because Psychic is going to give it Blaze as well anyway, I might as well Surf. It does Sunny Day. That's annoying. That's Blaze. On the other hand, the fact that it's now in Blaze, it means that Heracross is much more likely to kill it. It does have the crit here, still. Please don't crit me. Okay. No Fixed Band. Charizard is actually not that far off being able to win this. Okay, final match of the round. We're probably not taking those, since Lapras 6 and Charizard 1 are both unreliable. No type, high risk. We're probably sticking. I can't see myself swapping. The problem with Shadow Ball, the reason I didn't want a Shadow Ball was if Charizard does not Sunny Day, I want to try and kill it. Fire Blast, Sun and Blaze. Not really. Slowbro is max special defense. I don't think we're swapping. It's a chill streak. I think I play better when I'm relaxed. Okay, Houndoom is kind of the thing we didn't want to see all streak. I'm glad it came out first and not last. This is a 6 IV Houndoom as well, which slightly matters because it is now guaranteed to be faster than Gardevoir. If it's 2, 3, or 4, if it's max speed. I can't see myself not clicking Surf here. So let's just get it over with. And see if it does go for Sunny Day, potentially. High risk Houndoom does suggest it's Overheat, but Counter is also a high risk move on Houndoom 1. How do you feel about luck factors like critical hits? So it's a mixed bag, right? The thing about luck in Pokemon in general is that if there was no luck, most teams probably go infinite and then it would be a bit boring. Like, what makes the game interesting is the luck aspect. It stops setup from being too strong. On the other hand, it's annoying to lose to luck, right? I see both sides, but I think Pokemon is better off with luck. I don't know how I feel about how common moves that can miss are. Like, a lot of moves in Pokemon have like a 5 or 10% miss chance, which I think is a bit annoying. Because crits and burns and paralysis and so on, other secondary effects, even flinches, it's like, okay, but missing an attack is so painful. Okay, we just immediately Quick Claw again. This Slowbro's been a beast. I've been very impressed by Slowbro 3, actually. Yeah, Bright Powder is so annoying. I mean, Quick Claw is also really annoying, but since I'm the Quick Claw user, I don't mind too much. Zapdos is a little bit of a threat to my entire team as well. I hope it's Zapdos 3 or 4, because then I can safely revenge with Gardevoir, but Zapdos 1 and 2 are faster than Guard. Yeah, I think it's important that the game doesn't get self. There might be a case for keeping Slowbro alive, right? The thing is, we've just seen Fire and Dark, and now Electric and Flying. Slowbro's probably quite good into the last enemy. There's a decent chance that Zapdos chokes with Thunder Wave as well. High risk. Probably, I mean, let's assume it was a high risk Houndoom. Houndoom 3 is high risk on its own, and then 1 and 4 need another one. So there's like a decent chance the back Pokemon is a high risk. It's kind of tempting to stay in. I also see the appeal of switching to Gardevoir. Is Zapdos 2 broken on weather? Zapdos 2 would be the problem from switching to Gardevoir right now. Okay, it is actually broken. That's really good to know. So Zapdos 2 is guaranteed to Rain Dance or Double Team. It's not going to attack. And when it does attack, it's random between Thunder and Drill Peck on what's stronger into Gardevoir. But do I really want to give Zapdos 2 multiple chances to Double Team? That seems like a really bad idea. I probably do stay in, I just don't like it. Yeah, I mean, the Heracross switch would be good as long as I don't get paralyzed. And that's not guaranteed. And also, Heracross is punished quite badly by Zapdos 2. I think we have to stay in. We definitely Surf. Not only because it's stronger than Psychic, but also because it severely punishes Rain Dance. Gets T-Bolter. And it crit. That crit is quite painful. It is better to go Gardevoir if this is Zapdos 3 or 4. It does not have to be Zapdos 3 or 4, that can easily be Zapdos 1. That crit is really quite painful. I have to go guard though. It's never Heracross. It's never Heracross. Right, it's never Heracross. I want to have Heracross alive more than I want to have Gardevoir alive. We definitely Ice Punch for the freeze chance as well as the crit chance. I really hope it Thunder Waves. Zapdos 3 and 4 will Thunder Wave almost certainly. It's Zapdos 1 that scares me. It's Zapdos 1, it's faster than me. This is really bad. This is really, really bad. This is almost certainly going to be a Heracross reversal scenario. I am Swarm. So against the final mon, I will have the option of reversal and Mega Horn. I'm really surprised it did 78 damage with Thunderbolt. Zapdos 1 is not modest, it's docile. No, it's gonna Drill Peck Heracross, guaranteed. I do kill Zapdos. What I'm thinking about is whether or not I swap to Heracross right now. Because I've got two options, right? I basically got two options that make sense. First off, I stay in, Gardevoir dies, I send out Heracross, I use Endure on Drill Peck, and then I reversal. So then I have a guaranteed Slack boosted 1 HP Heracross in Swarm against the final Pokemon. I know the final Pokemon isn't Fire, Dark, Flying, Electric. Well, it could be Moltres, because that's also no type spec, but it's very unlikely to be one of the types that's shared with Houndoom or Zapdos. Or I swap to Heracross right now on the Thunderbolt. Which is a good idea as long as Thunderbolt does not paralyze. And that keeps Gardevoir alive. It means if the final Pokemon is some kind of physical wall, or some kind of Pokemon that Heracross struggles against, I have the option of Psychic, Ice Punch, Fire Punch, and Magical Leaf on Gardevoir, which is quite significant. I don't think it can peck. It's docile. It's not adamant. It's got no attack investment. It is 6 IV, so it's got 98 attack. It's 10% to be paralyzed. If Heracross gets paralyzed, I do lose. It is completely over. How much do I back Heracross is the real question. It's probably correct. The other thing is that it's not 10% right. Because if I switch to Heracross on Thunderbolt, it can then Thunderbolt again instead of Drill Peck. So it would be like 15% for Heracross to be paralyzed. Also, Thunderbolt can crit, so it's like 21%. 21% that Heracross dies if I switch to it right now. So the real question is, how many Pokemon does Heracross beat on the 1v1 at 1 HP with reversal? Yeah, it's like 21% that Heracross dies. How often does Heracross win the last 1v1? Something that resists reversal would be really bad, obviously. A sufficiently tanky physical mon. A lot of the things that resist reversal are weak to Mega Horn, and Mega Horn is only 15% to miss. It's very close. Heracross might be about 85% to win the final 1v1. It might be it, yeah. A ghost in the back, yeah. It could be Gengar. It's not that likely. Is high risk. It's quite likely to be a high risk Pokemon in the back, basically, isn't it? I guess the fact that Quick Claw alone is 20% to lose Heracross in the last 1v1 is quite significant. It's quite likely to be a back high risk one. There's a lot of Pokemon I would have to Mega Horn, and there's a lot of Pokemon that would have a Quick Claw. I think I do switch. Buddy would be helpful here, yeah. Let's see what chat says. Is chat going to influence me? Ghost is bad, yep. Gengar bad, yep. T-Bot crit does lose, yep. You sure you aren't in drawback range? Yeah, I'm sure. Not sure Gardevoir would help. I would at least be not lost. I think swapping is better. It can't T-Wave on Heracross. It has to draw back. And if Heracross is low HP, it has to Thunderbolt or draw back. I think I swap. It's just really scary to me. I thought that crit, okay. No power. So it has to... It's 50-50 to Thunderbolt or Drill Peck. And then it's got a 10% chance of paralyzing if it does pick Thunderbolt, so it's like 5%. I could Mega Horn, but 15% to miss is worse odds than 5% to be paralyzed. It might be in reversal range as well. It might be. Am I going to ruler that? Like at this HP range, reversal will do a bit under 20%. It might be reversal. I was not thinking reversal was on the cards, but it did 90 with Thunderbolt, which is a lot. I might reversal here. If I'm wrong about the damage, I'm dead. Could calc it, but screw that. It's just going to be draw back, just believe. Please, please. Okay. Okay. It would have been better to sack Gardevoir if I'd known it was Blissey. CTR. So there's Bright Powder and Focus Band. It is quite likely to be Blissey 4, since that completes high risk with Houndoom 1 or 4 from the start. It's quite likely to be Blissey 4, yeah. But at least Focus Band would give Gardevoir a chance to kill it as well. It's like 1% to die here. Blissey 1 dodging would be painful, but Blissey 1 might choke. Yeah, I've got Focus Band insurance of Gardevoir. Yeah, the Zapdos crit on Slowbro was quite scary. Without that, it was quite a straightforward win. Heracross 4 is very, very good, it's true. On the other hand, we did get the Quick Claw on turn 1 against Houndoom. It's difficult to complain too much about bad luck. So this is a Noland round, which makes it a bit scarier. 182 and 189 is Noland 9. Noland is the last major obstacle between this and 200 though, to be honest. So in Noland round, it's a bit more important to have a good draft, basically. Because Noland is 31 IV, it makes him a bit deadlier than other opponents. Fighting type high risk, question mark? No? Okay. Not high risk. It reduces the chance of stuff like Breloom and the Champ, I guess, and Blaziken. Do you think most battles end on 7? That's a good question, Megazard. It's something I thought about for a while. We need to collect data on a lot of people's factory runs. How likely are you to lose to Noland? Because Noland appears once every 21 battles, right? But Noland accounts for more than 1 in 21 losses, because he is definitely harder. The question is how much harder? Like, do 15% of runs die to Noland? That would be 3 times as likely as the raw average of 1 in 21. Maybe? I would guess like 15% maybe? That was one of the closest calls. Yeah, it was close. It was close. I'm a bit curious on what the damage roll was for Zapdos 1 against Gardevoir with Thunderbolt. The fact it did 78 seems nuts to me, but, you know, I'm probably just wrong. Probably just playing badly. Noland is battle 7 of this round. Okay. I'm not completely opposed to play on. Unfortunately, unlike Heracross, without the Slack Berry, this is not a reliable end rev user. Okay, it's not good either. The last few Pokemon have to be good. The last few Pokemon have to be good here. Okay, that's good enough. I'll happily take Houndoom 4 in a draft like this, which is fun and harder. So Gen 4 is definitely harder. I don't know. I kind of like how Gen 4 runs are shorter as well. Gen 3 runs can last a long time. I mean, definitely the most common place to die in Factory in Gen 3 and Gen 4 is round 5, which is battles 29 to 35. For slightly different reasons, but the general idea is that in round 5 in Gen 3 and 4, you do not have a significant IV advantage yet in Gen 3, and that the way that the drafts line up, you are just quite likely to get screwed over. So round 5 is actually the most likely point to lose, I think. There's also the random IV rounds in Gen 3. Those might be worse in round 5, but I feel like round 5 is actually harder. It's a shame because I was kind of going to say that Flareon was the best of these early mons, but I can't take double fire. Flareon Houndoom is not a team. So although Houndoom is an improvement, it's not a direct upgrade. Also, I can't bring like these two together. Earthquake is way too common. Okay. More Earthquake weaknesses. I would really like to be bailed out by an S tier Pokemon at the end. I would really like a very strong Water type. A very solid Dragon type would also do it. I think I really hope the last Pokemon is something that doesn't mind switching into a Earthquake, because I don't want to bring Fearow. Okay, the monkey's paw curls. Shiftry can switch into Earthquake, but it's Shiftry 1. Okay, my chance of losing here is quite high. Not on this exact match, but this round in general. Also, Shiftry Houndoom double fighting weak is not good. I don't think Aggron can come. Do I have to bring Fearow just to avoid trying to lose the first match? Why does Fearow have smash attack? That's a good question. That's a good question. I think it has to be Manectric Houndoom Shiftry. But I'm so scared of the first trainer. I could do Houndoom Fearow Shiftry. I'm pretty weak to Ice at the end. Honestly, no matter what I take, I'm quite scared of water types in this round. A lot of water Pokemon in this game have Ice Beam, basically. And Giga Drain is not a great answer to them, even with the Miracle Seed. It's only a 10% boost in Gen 3 anyway. Aggron fears what happens when you let Facilities player cook to hard counter Skarmory free. This one is definitely on potentially dying to Noland, yeah. This is a draft. This is a draft. Yeah. Like, I kind of want to bring Shiftry, but I just think that Houndoom and Shiftry together into a fighting spec is asking for major trouble. I could bring Flareon. The thing is, Flareon 3 doesn't want special attack investment. Its overheat is not that strong. I am probably trading, yeah. I'm probably getting rid of something. Unfortunately, trading in a Noland round is generally a very bad idea. I'm a little bit tempted to lead Fearow, since Fearow's probably being swapped. And Fearow gives me better momentum against fighting leads. Like, for the round in general, it's probably best if I lead Houndoom. But against a fighting enemy, I don't want to be switching Houndoom out on turn 1. That sounds very, very dangerous. The middle ground is Manectric. I think my gut is to go Manectric lead, though. Because Manectric might not be swapped. Fearow probably will be swapped, but Manectric might not. Yeah, Flareon 3 is not bad against fighting enemies. I could see the Flareon logic. Fearow is Lumberry. I think Fearow's coming. I think it's Manectric Houndoom Fearow. I am quite worried. So, quick lore for anyone who doesn't know. Wildcat has the level 100 world record right now, but Dave and Alarexy both lost in this round on level 100, which is one of those slightly strange coincidences that can happen in facilities. This is the last hard round before 200, I guess is another way of saying it. Yeah, let's check the... Is it early bird or flash fire? That's a good question. Okay, we're not chlorophyll as well. I don't think I'm shaking Shift E1, I think it's just bad. Yeah, there is precedent in very good players losing here, so I would be in good company if I lost here. Quick law. Right, I think let's go. I don't think I'm just gonna make myself depressed if I stay on this for too long, I think. It's been a very long time since I used Fear 04 in Gen 3. I can't actually remember the last time I used Fear 04. Surely Fear wouldn't let me down. I mean, yeah. Like, low-key, Raw is not terrible, but Manedric is not a good user of Raw. Why did this have to come on autoplay on the playlist? I'm considering going Flareon instead of Houndoom, actually. Because of fighting type. Is Fearow male or female? We can check. Female. Okay. Oh, I should have let Fearow. So, 2, 3, and 4 all going to Focus Punch, and I therefore can't really switch. I have to kind of stay in. I'm quite scared of Bright Powder. It's no phrase though, which means it's probably most likely breeding 1 out of all of these. I also stay in against breeding 1 though. Maybe Raw. No, I'm not going to Raw on a potential Focus Punch. Raw scouting. Oh no, is this going to be every comment for the whole rest of the stream? This is a bit of a meme in the factory community, is to just always use Raw to scout, I know. No focus. It's breeding 1. It's breeding 1. Which means it's going to Mash Punch. It's going to Mac Punch. Ah, it's so annoying. I can go Fearow, but Fearow has to deal with Effect Spore. And if Mach Punch crits Fearow, then Fearow's in Mach Punch range. Oh. Damn it. Surely it's correct to switch though. I've got Lumberry on Fearow at least. Losing Lumberry to 10% Effect Spore in Gen 3 is not terrible. I want, you talk about meeting the designers, I want to meet the designer who thought that it was fine to buff Effect Spore from 10% to 30% going from Gen 3 to 4. That is certainly someone I want to meet. How much do I care about Fearow being hit by 2 fighting moves and going super low on HP though? Will I notice another fighting type in the back? It's not great, is it? Quick attack with Manedric, it won't kill. We have 85 attack. So going by basic calc knowledge, because Quick Attack is base 40 power, and Manedric and Breeding almost have identical attack and defense, it's going to do about 16-17 damage, Quick Attack. Which is definitely not enough to kill. There is a case for sacking Manedric. On the other hand, Fearow's low-key dead against the strong fighting types anyway. If Mach Punch crits through, I'm going to be very, very upset. I am dead to... If it crits once, I am dead. It has to crit on the first turn, though, because it shouldn't... It should go for Scarab Cut, it doesn't crit now. So it's 6%. If that happens, I'll just crunch it. I'll just crunch it with Houndoom, because Houndoom is always going to be hit by Scarab Cut. Okay, good. There's some Cynthia theme coming on. it's on shuffle. Okay. The champ. So it's not high risk. It can't be high risk. So it's 2, 3, 4 only. So I kill 3 and 4, but 3 can... Machamp 3 can Quick Claw. Machamp 2 lives, which is very annoying. I definitely stay in. Please be Machamp 4. It's 2. It's 2. Oh. Okay. But that's... At least that's better than the worst case outcome, which is Machamp 3 getting back-to-back Quick Claws. So... No idea what's in the back. It can be another fighting type. It can't be a high-risk one. I think it is always Manectric first, since Manectric has static. Force the final Pokemon if it's a Pokemon's going to kill me with a physical or contact move. Not physical, contact. Force it to hit. Do static. Manectric into Houndoom just seems better. Cross Drop was the old close combat, that is true. With the bonus chance of just being able to miss. Okay. It's also not high risk Metagross though. So 2, 3, 4 again. And then there's the special sets. Not special, the mix sets, whatever you want to call them. Machamp 4 Quick Clawing Houndoom would be Omega cursed. Yeah, Flash would have been a nice option as well, unfortunately. Not against Metagross, but against other Pokemon, definitely. So how about we crit Thunderbolt and we don't find out what the Metagross set is? Am I swapping for Metagross no matter what? Because I'm not taking Breeding 1, and I'm not taking Machamp 2. I think playing around with this is so dangerous though, because of Bright Powder and Quick Claw. For my heart rate, I would rather crit now. Okay, no Quick Claw. And it mashes. That's not a surprise. Any static enjoyers? No. Can I crunch? Thunderbolt did not do that much. It's probably Metagross 2, isn't it? We can damage calc. We've got time to damage calc the Thunderbolt against... I guess we want to calc it against Metagross 3 as the next most bulky one. We can Water Scout. $66 minimum. That's Metagross 2, isn't it? It is time to ruler this. I need to know how much it's got and how much crunch does at minimum. We might be cooked. I would rather not click Overheat here for obvious reasons. Do not want to miss. I'm doing this manually. I really need to get an overlay with the ruler added. It's really dumb since I actually have the ruler image on the PC. It's found by 7. So it's 21 pixels out of potential 48, which means it's probably not dead to crunch guaranteed at all, is it? God damn it. $42.6 is the min roll. It's definitely not guaranteed to kill with crunch. I'm obviously mega dead to Earthquake. I kind of want to play a few more games. I don't want to die yet. Please hit. Straight up 10% to lose. Thank you. Okay. That was scary. I'm so glad I didn't bring Shiftry. We know it's Metagross 2. Is Metagross a dog? It's got 4 legs. Metagross for Manectric. 60 speed lower. I want to get rid of Fearow. I can't go triple Earthquake weak. Manectric, Houndoom, Metagross is not a team. Also, Loki, I'm kind of in trouble against waters, aren't I? Does Metagross learn high horsepower? I actually don't know. Metagross is a cow, yes. I mean, Metagross 2 is at least Lumberry, right? Manectric is not staying on the team for very long. How can you short Metagross 2? Because of how much damage Thunderbolt did to it. The other Metagross sets were either high risk, which is impossible because it was not a high risk trainer, or they had low bulk and therefore would have taken way more damage from Thunderbolt. I'm genuinely worried about water types. Because non-stab Earthquake from a free IV Metagross is not the answer to waters. Take the breathing. I'm actually considering the Machamp. It would be Machamp over Fearow. I don't like it very much though. Like, Machamp has to hit cross chops. I think I'm going to take the champ over Firo. Where am I? I really hate this, but I'm not staying with Firo. The champ being my answers to Earthquakers. I mean, at least Houndoom is fast, right? If Firo had speed investment, I'd probably keep it. I think I'm taking the champ. I just think if I take Metagross, like, I don't want to struggle against like an endgame Duck Trio. It would be deeply, deeply embarrassing. Also, there's Earthquake Snorlax. There's way too many normal types of Earthquake. I think Houndoom needs to win the game for me against Noland at the end, though. Yeah. Another Metagross, I think I'd take it over Manectric. And at least Machamp is a contingency plan against stooly sets with Rest. I can outstall them. I was thinking about Metagross over main, I just don't. I'm really, really worried about the water matchup. Brother. Manectric Aero 2 is a speed tie. The famous speed tie. I mean, Aero 2 is partially high risk, it's slightly less likely to be that. It's slightly more likely to be Aero 1. Aero 1 is also a speed tie, but at least Aero 1 doesn't do anything to me. I can't switch, though. I can't switch against Aero 2. I think I have to just T-Bolt. If it is Aero 2, I'll have to bulk up. I'll bulk up, Rest, Cross Chop. +1 Cross Chop will kill it. So I'll be, unless it crits Machamp, I'll be like a damaged Machamp with +1. It'll be okay. There's probably no flying type in the back. And if a Psychic Pokemon comes out, I do have Houndoom. So I think I'm okay. The worst case scenario against Aero 2 is not too bad. Aero 2 also has to win the speed tie. Okay. No idea if that was Aero 3 or 4, or if it was 1 or 2. I mean, Aero 2, I probably would swap for it. Was it worth risking the Was it worth risking not killing it to find out what it was? That just seems insane to me, though. It's Tentacool. I think I just want to kill this as well. Tentacool is also a potential swap option. But there's no... I don't want to swap. I just want to kill it. It's unlikely to be a Mirror Code set anyway. Ape Escape. The Zebra song is very funny from Bonanza, yeah. You know what? Let's just get out of this game. I'm just going to kill it. Okay, so we can at least scout Scizor 4. Can really beat almost anything, yeah. It's probably not Scizor 3 though. It's probably not 1 or 3. Just because of how likely high risk was between Aero and Tentacruel. That is definitely 2. Definitely. So now you crit me Okay, Quick Claw now. Quick Claw against Houndoom as well. And then crit Steel Wing on Machamp. GG. Well, don't actually do it though. I probably can't crunch anymore. Christ, that's scary. It's Machamp first because I want to give it fewer chances to Silver Wind boost. It's not gonna light screen, it's below 50%. It's gonna Steel Wing. That's so scary, dude. What is the role of +3 Steel Wing versus Machamp 2? Am I just dead? My god, should I have used Quick Attack to put it in crunch range? I'm dead, Steel Wing. I'm dead. Christ. It can miss Steel Wing. This is very, very scary. Can Swarm interfere with the situation here? No, it can't. It's got a chance to miss Machamp, right? So it is Machamp. It is Machamp first, just because another Silver Wind boost against Houndoom is like ultra game over. Because at that point I might not even kill with Earthquake. So it is Machamp first. Houndoom is definitely dead to Silver Wind at +3. Houndoom is faster, yes. Houndoom is faster, but I think if it Quick Claws Houndoom, I'm dead. We'll go with Machamp first. Please miss. Okay. It's 100% overheat. Quick Claw is dead again. 20% to lose. So the first match was 10%. Now it's 20%. Okay. Jesus. Flying. I think I might have to drop Machamp already. I could take Aero. Like, Mystery Box Aero. Do we know any... Can I work out something? Because it was Quick Claw. So, Scizor 2 is Prep and Endurance with Swords Dance Light Screen, respectively. I don't think that tells me anything. I might wait for the dogs to go to the next battle anyway. Flying spec is scaring me. Flying moves are kind of fake in Gen 3 because Aerial Ace is not that strong, but it doesn't change the fact that most of these take nothing from Cross Chop and obviously nothing from Earthquake. I mean, the worst arrow set is also the most likely one, which was arrow 1. Because 2, 3, and 4 are all high risk. And then the Mirror Coat tentacles are also high risk. So it can't be those together. Hey, BBs. We are struggling. We do not have a good draft. No intel on Tenta, no. I just decided to kill it. The info we have is that it's slightly less likely to be 3 and 4. It's slightly less likely to be the Mirror Coat sets on Tentacle. Tentacle came out first against Manetric. Doesn't know. I'm not going to mess around with the thing. I think I've got to take Aero. Like every Aero has. I mean, it could be Arrow 4 actually. I shouldn't say that. It could be Arrow 4. That would be so unfortunate. At least Arrow 4 is kind of fast. Unfortunately, 136 speed is a kind of cursed speed tier in the factory because of the invested base 100s being faster. They're 138 because base 100 is 106 plus 32 for the max speed investment is 138, and Aero is 136 without investment. I guess it's a bit more likely to be Aero 3 and 4 as well, isn't it? Because I did outspeed. Aero 1 and 2 would only be possible if I won the speed tie. Rogue option is Tentacle. Tentacle 2 would be pretty horrendous though, and I'm once again pretty Earthquake weak if I take that. I could also take Scizor, I just don't really believe in Scizor. Scizor 2 has killed me so many times in doubles. I think Scizor 2 might be the thing that has killed me the most in factory overall. But it doesn't work as well when I use it because I don't get as many quick claw activations. It was no phrase the last game. I think I'm going to take Mystery Box Aerodactyl for Machamp because I am actually quite scared of losing this next game. And it's quite likely it's a rock. I think Aero 2 would solve my problems, right? And therefore maybe I have to take it. Yeah, it is Rockhead Aero. We didn't see pressure. I'm going to take Aero. I really hope it's Aero 2. It's probably the least likely by far. Nidoqueen lead, that's an interesting flying type. It's HP invested, isn't it? It's 1. Oh no. That might be worse actually than 4. Oh my god. Am I swapping to Aero while I'm on this screen? It's free-spirited. Nidoqueen free can Ice Beam. Bring in Aero and then bring in Houndoom is the idea, so Houndoom doesn't switch into a Earthquake. I just don't believe in overheat killing. I kind of need Aero for the flyers, I think. I know I won the speed tie, true. I'm not sure what to do here. Because I think I'm in a lot of trouble if Aero takes damage. The overlay is messing up. Is it? Earthquake, it's only only 2 of them have Earthquake, it's not that likely that it uses it, but because Nido Queen 2 is not that likely. We've got to update the overlay. I can't update the overlay until I know what the Aerodactyl set is. That said, Manectric dying, is that a good idea? No. I might have to believe in Manectric to save me later. I'm pretty damn scared of Zapdos. Oh, I replaced the wrong Pokemon. Thanks, guys. I'm in very serious trouble against Nidoqueen 3, right? Nidoqueen 3. At least Houndoom beats Nidoqueen 3, I guess. That's the silver lining there. I do have to go Machamp. I mean, not Machamp, Aero. Machamp would have been pretty good against Nidoqueen, but it's too late for that. Yeah, it's not a true 50-50 because Nidoqueen 1 and 2 are high risk, but it's close to a true 50-50, I guess. And it's only... It's not that likely to Ice Beam anyway. Because Flamethrower and Ice Beam are same damage, and Crunch sometimes might be able to tire of them. It seems very unlikely, but maybe. Being hit by Sludge Bomb would also not be good. Okay. Switching into Rock Slide is also not great, but it's what I'm going to do. Can Nidoqueen 4 Earthquake here? It can, can't it? Because of dual type non-immunity. Superpower's strongest move. It's not guaranteed, no. It's not true. No. I'm hallucinating. It's fine. Bad news about this is I once again have to hit Overheat, right? Is there a way around that? I guess I if it's Nidoqueen 4, the Crunch Aerial Ace line is okay. Nidoqueen 2, I have to hit Overheat, definitely. No Dragon Breath Paralyzed cheese. Don't think so. I could stay in for a turn. And Aerial Ace, hope that Poison Point doesn't activate. Staying in is tempt. I think I need to know whether or not it's Nidoqueen 2 or 4. Aerial Ace flinch or crit. Aerial Ace crit would be amazing, yes. Soft reset for a shiny. I've got no idea what you're talking about, I'm sorry. I'm a time travel from the future. Floor 7.5 million in a game that stops counting at 32,000 for the bit limit. That would be impressive. This is a damage calc on aerial ace. We probably don't free shot. You know what's quite funny here is raw. Low key. But I think I want to deal with this now. Aerial ace into raw might be a real consideration. It's 4. So raw is interesting. The problem with raw is that I kind of lock myself into forcibly using Manetric. And Manetric isn't a great switch in. I also have to keep Houndoom alive if I raw. Aerial Ace plus Crunch won't kill. It's a Nido Queen, not a Nido King. I think I have to overheat. The more I hit it, the more chances I get to get poison pointed. And if I hit it again, it can superpower on the switch. Why did it Shadow Ball? Because that's its strongest attack. Its strongest regular attack. Superpower cannot be used at high HP. It's got -1 on the score sheet. Yeah, it's in. I think we swap an overheat. Unfortunately, if I miss... I'm dead. Ace into Crunch. I could Ace Crunch. If I Ace... Oh, that might be the end of Aero. Because I can't swap. So I can sack Aero here. Sack Aero and pray that the final 2 Pokemon, which are both flying types, lose to Manetric and Houndoom. It won't superpower now, no, but it will if I do it again. I have to swap. There's no way. There's no way it's raw. The silver lining here is that if I do miss overheat, I can kill it with Aerial Ace quick attack, I guess. Yeah, Gligar is not this late in factory, but Flygon is not a flying type. Well, flying types to worry about besides Zapdos. The Dragon Flyings are also a problem because of Manetric not being able to hit them super effectively. I also just don't want something bulky, right? Like, I don't want Articuno 2 to come out, for example. Scar will be fine because of Manetric. I'm very glad I didn't miss that. Overheat is contact in Gen 3, but not Gen 4. Crap, dude. Mega Evolve Salamence and use Crunch. Yeah. It's not high risk. But it can be a high risk Salamence. This is not high risk in general, this trainer. I think I Crunch and I Revenge with Manetric or Aero. I think Houndoom's job is done, as long as we don't get a Bright Powder Miss or something really cursed like that. Dragon Dance shouldn't be possible. All of the Dragon Dance sets here kill, right? Except 6. I always forget about 6. 6 has no attack investment. So, meant 6 is a problem because it is faster than Manetric and Aero after the dance as well. It's fine. Men 6 would never crit. That would never happen. Oh, okay. You know what? I actually kind of wanted to know which set it was. Okay, but it's not 5 and 6. Those are bulky. Those are both 170s on all bulk. That's okay. It is Articuno. I don't have to overheat here though. How do I feel about giving Articuno 2 a chance to use double team? It's fine. I need to do the damage, to be honest. It's more important I damage it than I try and go for overheat. Meant 2 would have protected, yes. It's RT3. Which is dead to the first move that hits it. How do you mount speed elements? The magic of being 31 IV when the enemy is 3 IV. And also the magic of there being no element sets with max speed and a plus speed nature. High risk, okay. Yeah, we were poison pointed after hitting Nido Queen, so we weren't in double edge range. Nido Queen 3 is a no. The Settlements would be quite a big gamble. Do I go triple Rock Week? It's not too bad. I think Aero's leaving though. I think Aero's leaving for Ments. Yeah, RT3 is Facade. So it's a special Ments. Or it's a mixed... It could be Ments 1 as well. I don't think it can be 6. Let's damage calc the crit on 6 though. Since it's important. All of the elements is slower than a 31 IV Houndoom. .5% to kill Ments, so it can actually be Men 6. I wouldn't hate Men 6 in the back though. It's just it is another lump set. I think I take the Ments over Aero. Aero is just not good. Aero 1 is just not good. And I don't want to go too weak to any particular type. I've had a few good Pokemon this round, but they've all been Earthquake weak. Ideally, this is Elements 8, I think. 7 or 8. Miltank. Okay, that's explain the high risk for sure. Oh, we are 7. That's okay. You are modest, okay. Mr. Miltank, or Mrs. Miltank, since they're always female. I kind of just want to stay in. Iris Kai return strongly implies Miltank 1, but it can be any of them. I'm not scared of Earthquake. I am a little bit concerned about potential setup, but the best thing I can do against that is Thunderbolt anyway. I'll take Settlement 7. I'll take it. It's a bit of a get out of jail free card against some of the Noland matchups as well. Okay. It's quite likely to curse. I'm just gonna stay in, I think. I could roar. I think I'm going to stay in though. I'm not roaring this turn. If I hit a move, I want to be Thunderbolt. Okay. Am I trapped? Sandvale? Question mark. Am I always swapping? I am always swapping. I am always swapping. Please. It's painful. How do I get out of this? They're all faster, they're all gonna Earthquake, it's over. The damage I do doesn't seem like it's important. No, all of them can be any ability, Megazard. King's Rock is also actually quite annoying. That was actually quite dangerous. If that had crit or flinched, mainly if it did crit, I would have been in pretty big trouble. Okay. I don't feel the need to find out what this is. It is high risk. It was Miltank 1. It could have easily been... It's a high risk Scissor. Okay, that's all I need to know. I don't think I can take Miltank 4. There's a kind of interesting line here, right, where I take Miltank. It's guaranteed to be thick fat in this gen, and I kind of play like an intimidate setup game. Problem is Miltank 4 is not very good at sweeping because of the recoil it does it to itself, and the way it has to decrease its own speed. It's quite sad to run away from the 106 speed tier. Doug Trio is unthinkable. Doug Trio is terrible, and I'm not taking Sizzle 1 or 4. Sorry, 1 or 3. I think Gen 3 is more... No, Gen 4 is harder. It's the difference is large enough that it's not up for debate. Gen 4 is definitely harder. There's a few things that make Gen 4 a bit easier, but the overall, not having the IV advantage makes Gen 3 easier. I don't want to take Miltank. I'm running out of games to fix this team. I might have to keep Manectric and just sort of go all in on Manectric having a good opening matchup against Noland. Dev. At least I have Brick Break. I think I want to Roar. I really think I want to Roar. I do not want to risk switching when it is not impossible for it to Blizzard or Ice Beam. I will have to keep Settlements alive for this, definitely. The good news is it's not that likely to be Blissey 4. Because that's a partial high-risk activation. It's quite likely to be Blissey 3. Because Blissey 1 and 2 are almost activate slow and steady. I think I have to Roar. I have to Roar here. I'm considering Thunderbolting once first. Yeah, Roar goes through sub. I'm considering Thunderbolting once first, just to put Settlements in a slightly better spot. Because we're modest, I don't think Brick Break 2 shots. I'm gonna Thunderbolt once. Okay. Good to know it's 1. Good to know it's 1. That's extremely annoying. Don't miss it. Okay, perfect. So it can't be slow and steady, because Blissey 1 is double slow and steady, so there's no more slow and steady moves possible, so it's not Meganium 2. I'm a little bit scared of swapping to Houndoom because of Meganium 3 and Meganium 4 using Earthquake, particularly Meganium 3. I think we're going Zard. Because it's not Meganium 2, the worst thing that can happen to Zard is nothing. Can't actually hit it. We trust Roar to hit. Maybe it was correct to do that. Just hope that Roar never misses. I'm wondering how risky it is to try and set up Sunny Day. It is free. Missing would be pretty bad. I'm going to get a few more Intimidates off on it. I do not want to attack with Settlements because of Endure. I guess I could Dragon Claw. Tiny risk of critting but not killing. Good. It's not 1 or 3 because those are both slow. So it has to be 2 or 4. Bright powder's scaring me a little bit. Yeah, for the Endure, critical HP range is 35%. It's 4% to 35%. Bright powder. Yes, bright powder. Is Woolwain 2. I'm thinking about the Blissey more than the Woolwain. The Woolwain is not going to win. Chat is quite delayed today. I don't think I can do anything about it though. Oh yeah, I'm definitely switching. I'm not thinking about staying in. Don't worry. I'm not switching. I'm not staying in, don't worry. I think I crunch. I'm expecting Curse. I can go back to Mence on the predicted Earthquake though. So I'm at 109, which is definitely potentially in range, but I think it's fine if Houndoom faints. I would rather it didn't. I think it's fine if it does. Houndoom being at like even a bit of health is useful for Blissey, of course. We're not early bird. I think I have to crunch. I can't go Sunny Day, I don't think. And I don't want to switch back to Mence. Because that's just potentially giving it a double team chance. So crunch is probably a roll. Earthquake is no longer a roll then. We'll go to Settlements, and then we'll go back on the Ice Beam. Is that worth it? What that achieves is that it avoids a +1 attack Woolwain hitting Manectric. But even if I don't know what I feel about risking another Ice Beam freeze. Maybe I just stay in. I'm a bit scared of Focus Band here, as well as the double team. Would be really nice if I hit Crunch last turn, but I didn't. I can't PB stall Ice Beam by getting Settlements and Houndoom back and forth. It's gonna run out of Ice Beam's too fast anyway. Don't get the kill. This is an interesting one, right? Because if Settlements misses, I lose. It's thick fact. Wayne is always thick fact this gen. So Crunch does more. If I go Settlements, I miss, I lose. I think I have to go Monetric, to be honest. I have a little bit of time against Blissey. Because I've done damage to it and it's not at full. And another Thunderbolt is going to get it below 70%. It's not even terrible if Monetric dies, to be honest. As long as Settlements is alive for Blissey. Focus Band. Quick attack after curse. I don't think so. This damage right now is really important. Bright Powder right now would be devastating. Sing hitting is perfect though. So because Sing has more PP than Toxic, how can this go wrong? It could Sing every time Seventh is in, and it could double team every time Monetric is in. It's just not very likely to do that. But if it does that, it runs out of Toxic after Sing, even though they're 15 versus 10 PP respectively. I think it is as best to switch though. Yeah. So because Monetric is asleep, it can't Toxic Monetric, which means Settlements never switches into Toxic. And Monetric should be switching into Sing and Toxic. It's better if Settlements is asleep than Monetric though. There's a Toxic. I do need it to run out of Toxic before Sing for this to be safe. What is it going to do in terms of the ordering? It's -10, -10, -10. But double team goes up to -7 quite often. And then soft boiled is like -3 or something, right? Yeah. So it's going to soft boiled on Monetric. And it's going to randomly use a move against Settlements, and then after it runs out of soft boiled, it should double team. It is going to have Toxic and Sing left over, but I can stay in for 5 turns with Monetric. It is partially RNG on what it uses up first in terms of Toxic or Sing. So on those 13 turns, and I can roar. I can also roar with Monetric at the end to spend longer asleep. Settlements is also Lumberry. I don't think I stop now though. Sing, this is really bad. It's a Toxic, it's a bit late to be honest. Unfortunately, it is a true 50-50 on Toxic versus Sing, right? Once they're both the last move. Good. Bad. Good. If I can get it down to 2, I win, I think. It's not absolutely guaranteed to go for double team over soft-boiled. I mean, double team over toxic or sing. It's not guaranteed, which is what is very scary about this. %61%, then 50%. And then it's 73% at the end. It's actually quite likely that it doesn't double team. That is very, very scary. Does that mean I stay in to potentially be sung again? I can definitely keep going until Lumberry is used up on settlements. At that point, I can potentially pivot ideas. Okay, let's at least do that much. This is the last soft-boiled. Please, toxic. It's possible that it uses toxic now, unfortunately. I think I might regret not just going for the immediate brick break here, actually. That's good. It is more likely to double team than use anything else against Manectric. It's just, that's huge. That's huge. Toxic, please, toxic. I can't let Manectric feign to toxic when it's still got toxic PP left. So if it poisons me right now, it can still toxic Salamence. I do have Lumberry though. Salamence will beat Blissey in the 1v1 at the end with struggle. It's very simple, actually. I go Salamence now. It's guaranteed to toxic or sing, and because it takes 6 turns to die toxic, I am now guaranteed to not be toxic on Salamence. We roar so that I act second in case it does toxic. Okay, it only has sing left now. I might need Manectric. Possible to add what music is playing. It is possible, just ask me. Those who rave in the dark, yeah, it's the Shambhala free houses. Let's keep Manectric around. This Blissey has no form of passive healing, which is very significant. All our damage is permanent. It is possible I miss every move. At this point, it surely doesn't have enough PP to kill Manectric and Settlements. I've totally forgotten what happened in that match. Opponent, ice. What? Slow and steady. Okay. So Jinx. Jinx, Zapdos, Dugong. I guess there's Thunderwave, Regice as well. It can't be Walrein. I think I take the Scam Master, Blissey 1. Blissey 1 over Manectric. Ice does... A lot of ice types are weak to Manectric. I just think I want to take the Scam Master. This is the final swap on regular trainers. I just really, really hate leading with such a passive lead. Yeah, keep meds, yeah. I think it's Blissey lead. I really hate it, but it is what it is. We're gonna scam Noland with Blissey 1. Blissey 1 with the funniest Pokemon in the factory. What about Houndoom? I think we keep Houndoom as a decent 31 IV Pokemon. It's the last 31 IV Pokemon we got left on the team. And also I don't want to lose to Ice. Get the full setup against the first Icemon? That's not ice. Okay, this is almost certainly Salamence' chance to do something useful. Slow and steady, so that's probably Victory Bell 2. I do have Lumberry. It's an acceptable use of Lumberry, I think. Am I Natural Cure? I am. Okay. I don't want to stay and get hit by a crit Sludge Bomb. Pretty good chance it is Bright Powder. Victory Bell remarkably light in the type diversity on its moves, true. Okay, we hit. Concerned about this. I think I just... It is certainly probably Salamence is the least likely to be used in the last matchup in a helpful way. I think I'm just going to Flamethrower and Crunch. It's unlikely to be Jinx 2. So it's probably 1 or 3. And because it's switched into sediments, it probably is Jinx 1. It could be 4. It could be 4. I would like to crit. Okay. The item clause does not affect the enemy trainers, basically. So we've seen Ice Beam, which means we can go Blissey. I just need to think about the potential of Lovely Kiss into fake tears. I don't know. I think I do try and set up Blissey here. I think it makes too much sense. So if it was Victory Belt 2 or 3, we've already met Slow and Steady, so the last Ice type can be almost anything. If it was Victory Belt 4, that still has to be a slow and steady move in the back. And if it's Jinx 4, it still has to be a slow and steady move in the back as well. It's probably Jinx 1. Yep, okay. That makes it much simpler. Nice crit. You have to switch for that, that's so annoying. Have to switch around the Ice Beam back-to-back crit. I don't know. Caldu being frozen is pretty scary, right? It's 50% to even hit me. There's plenty of ice types where I just directly take them out as well. This is why I hate using defensive based teams as well in the past. Hitting Lovely Kiss through +3 evasion. I am Natural Cure, but Jinx is faster, so I can't switch to Houndoom, switch back. Ice Beam, and then Jinx is faster in Ice Beams. And I don't want Houndoom to take 2 Ice Beams, so I don't want to double switch there. Houndoom is at risk of being crit. I really think I stay in. Farnamon is a ice type. And it doesn't have to be slow and steady. I would like to fully maximize the PP usage. Kind of have to stall it out of Lovely Kiss, to be honest. Just so I know that it's not going to put me to sleep as it dies. I'm actually going to sing for a little bit. Fake out, okay. I think Double Team more likely to be used than another move. What's in the back? Is Lapras. So it's possible that it was Victory Bell 4 and therefore it could be a slow and steady Lapras. I hope it's not Lapras 8. Lapras. In some ways, Lapras 3 is the worst. I'm just gonna Toxic it. This better not be Lapras 8. Please hit it with Toxic. Okay, it's 1. It is 1. Slow and steady Lapras. This is very over. Lapras 8 would never kill a 1 in the mid 180s. I didn't want to say it. I didn't want to say it. Lapras 1 is a interesting thing to appear. Don't get any information, unlike in Gen 4. It was very, very slow and steady, particularly if that was a Victory Bell 2. Lapras 1 is an interesting stall partner for Blissey. They are both weak to fighting, but I do have Salamence on the team. Yeah, that was Drive You Danger. This is Blue Skies in the Battle from Three Houses. I'm something of a fire type hater. At the same time, Houndoom is at least on par with the IVs of Noland. There are plenty of Houndoom matchups where it does dominate. The problem is a lot of them are overheat matchups, and I do already have fire coverage on Salamence. It's never... I don't think it's ever Jinx or Victory Bell. I think it is... the question is Lapras over Houndoom. Should I have switched in that? In the last few turns of the last fight, should I have switched to try and crit Lapras to see if I could find out whether or not it was Shell Armor or Water Absorb? That's a funny consideration. I think my gut feeling is to stick with Houndoom. Blissey and 2 fast Pokemon. Houndoom Salamence is an interesting swap stall as well, yes. I think I'm quite likely to die here. That's tentatively a pretty good start. Outside of cross-chop crits, I am probably always going Salamence. And then probably always going back. The high crit AI on cross-chop does not apply when it's not very effective. And we won't guaranteed find out if it's Golduck free. Is quite likely for it to protect, but cross-chop does have high crit AI. I definitely want to intimidate it. Just figure out how Golduck can be awkward. Yeah, Golduck is an underrated threat. Scope Lens Golduck is a pain. Interesting. It's gonna dig. Dave called it. I should be able to fully set up Blissey, definitely. I think ideally I take no damage on anything else. So the Hydro Pump crit on Blissey would be a bit annoying. I might have to take Hydro Pump on Mence. Okay. It might be best to go Blissey right now. Blissey is at some point going to have to risk a crit if it wants to set up. Alternatively, I just stay in with Mence and get hit by a Hydro. The problem is, Dragon Claw Hydro with Shell Bell healing into another Dragon Claw probably does not kill Goldark. I think I want to get hit by one more Hydro. Because I only want to risk it once. I'm scared of Brick Break crits. Once I've intimidated it 3 times, it will no longer Brick Break on Blissey though. This is our chance. It's the best chance of healing. Did hit all of its Hydros, which is what it needed to do. Need to be a bit careful about the soft-boiled PP as well. It is quite valuable. Running this out of Brick Break is not going to be free, is it? I probably might as well stay in at this point. It's probably a mistake to fully set up as well. I'm going to go for free and then Toxic. Let's play around the dig crit into +6 evasion. Okay. Just send out something that is not poison or steel, please. Jesus Christ, leave me alone. Am I going to go Mence? I think I'd rather lose Mence. I think I'd rather lose Houndoom, actually. I give up the boosts. I've got to play around this being Lapras 7, though. I think I've got to go Mence. God, the sleep talk is so terrifying. Yeah, evasion does nothing against Sheer Cold and Horn Drill. please don't. Okay. Oh, I've got Lum. Okay, we've avoided it. No way. I've got natural cure. Thank God. Okay. Okay, it's Sandstorm. Yeah, it's over. Tasty Shuckle. That was really scary. Lapras 8 is the curse that infests the 180s, I guess. Lapras 7 and 8. Double dig. Oh, I need to fix the overlay as well. It got stuck. Noland gets stuck. It doesn't recognize the Noland text. Maybe one day I'll fix that. More? Might as well. Might as well do more. My superstition in the factory is that if I put speed up on, it's less likely for things to go bad. Psychic. No style. Okay. So the Lati phrase. Wow, got Scum free. Don't fatigue on us. I don't feel fatigued. Okay, that's the duality of the factory. Scarm free into Flygon 2. The double Scarm. You can't take two of the same Pokemon in the factory. There is species clause. So the factory can show you two of the same Pokemon, but after that it can't show it anymore. So it can't be another Flygon. I'm not a fan of X-Cloud. Snorlax 1. Snorlax 1 Scum free? Are you immunity? Wow, okay. Okay. We're not sturdy, but whatever. I think we take these Stoolers. There's no Magneton or Magnezone in this game. There's also no Probopass. So there's no Magnet Pool for Skarmory traps. Which means I might actually lead Skarmory. I'm a little bit electric weak, a tiny bit. There are electric types with fighting coverage. I'm trying to talk myself out of the Skarm, Snorlax, Milo draft. Is Psychic on the... I mean, I'm... Perhaps I lead Milo. I definitely don't want to lead Snorlax. Because I do not want to have two electric weak ones in the back. Or I could say I drop one of them. Yeah, I don't like Flygon. Living Flygon's coming. Worried about Calm Mind. I mean, Snorlax beats Raikou. I just have to be really careful to keep Snorlax alive. Yeah. Skarm is Keen Eye. I like leading Skarmory, to be honest. I am a bit worried about Electric, to be honest. I guess, like, turn 1 Gardevoir, what would I do with Skarm? I probably would switch, and then it could be Will-O-Wisp. If I lead Snorlax, I have to be proactive about bringing it out a lot. At level 50, Calm Mind Electric really isn't that common. And every team is slightly weakened to something. I'm actually more worried about enemy setup than anything else, though. I think I'm a little bit worried about Curse. I can match Curse boost with Skarm, but going into a Curse stall war when only one of us has to crit to win is dangerous. This is almost... Wait, I said I would lead. What I'm doing? I said I would lead Skarm, didn't I? I was worried about the... I was worried about the Psychics, actually. Yeah, let's go this way around. Mine breaks the overlay because I haven't added the dot to the alphabet in terms of recognizable characters. I could get tricked by Mime 3. It's possible. Maybe I should just Shadow Ball, therefore. Mime 1 will let me know if it's Mime 1 by using Fake Out anyway. And I probably don't want to mess around with Mime 4. It would be Mime 2 where I would be upset at Shadow Balling instead of double teaming. Against Mime 2 I would rather double team. I could also attract. I think I Shadow Ball though. Okay, the Spadef drop. I mean, that damage must be Mime 4, right? It must be. That's also a potential annoyance if it is Regirock free. Probably need to go straight to Skarm. That was a sharp transition. It's not high risk, so I'm not actually that concerned. Good news. That is good news. Because it can't be Regirock 5, it has to be Regirock 4, therefore it's going to fund away from me. I don't like using fly on Curse Scum on the kill turn. It is an interesting idea. I think it's better in Gen 4 than it is in Gen 3 though. But the two worst psychics you could have, I wouldn't have wanted to face Gardevoir and Latios probably. Dragon? Dragon high risk. Okay, Dragon is a slightly unusual type in Gen 3. There's no, it's not open level, so there's no D-Knights. Perishing Altaria, there's a load of Double Edge and Facade Elementers. King Durflail, yeah. Milo is very solid. Okay, I don't like the in the air kit. I mean, at +6 maybe. It was Regirock 4, which is an interesting Pokemon, but not Misty. Turn up the music. We need more Grass-type Pokemon. You are a Dragon Specialist, apparently. Machamp. Machamp is actually quite annoying, right? Specifically the idea of swapping into a Quick Claw one and it getting the cross-drop crit. I probably am going Scarm. It's probably Scarm, Rest, Fly. At least get it out of cross-drop if it is one. A little bit worried about Machamp 2. It is high risk, which means it's probably not Machamp 2. It's more likely to be on the high risk ones. Champ 8 most likely, I guess. I could go Milo and just recover. It's only dangerous for Milo if it is adamant. I think it's Scarm. I think it's Scarm, because I'd rather Scarm get crit than Milo. Yeah, I definitely have to try and stall out the counter, not the cross-drop PP. Stay healthy for as long as possible. I would rather... Even if it crits immediately, I'd rather do it this way around. It is 6. Cross drop, cross drop. It is faster than me. It's fine. What I can do is... I'm just very aware that it is adamant and therefore it can kill Milo with a single cross drop crit. I'll go for Curse Rest. It's annoying, isn't it? I definitely don't want to give it Guts, though. Okay, you're gonna do it again. I don't think I'm sitting around waiting for it to cross-drop crit me. Don't focus band. Yeah, we kill it at +2. It's not Machamp 2. Fortunately, that is quite likely to be Flamethrower on the switch in. Although it also kind of still needs to activate high risk. I can go Snorlax. It's not terrible. The worst case scenario would be Mence 4, but I can go Facade. Yeah, I think worst case scenario is Mence 4. I have leftovers for the +1 double edge anyway. I want to go Milo. I don't know about Milo being crit on the switch with a dragon in the back. I'd much rather lose Snorlax and Skarmory than Milo. And if it is one of the boosters, I mean, that is the worst case scenario. I'm gonna go Lax, I think. We're not Thick Fat. I think it's a serious mistake to try and boost. I think we just kill this. Okay, it's 6. Not 6, 7. Can't believe I said that. Snorlax being low is fine for the final dragon. I'm mainly thinking about the Kingdra scenario. Endure, Flail Kingdra. Also the DD set, but Skarm should cover that quite easily. And I have Icy Wind. Could go Milo right now. I just don't see why I would risk being crit on Milo and then potentially losing the game. Just seems really bad. Okay. It's Double Edge or Facade Flygon. I don't think I'm taking any of them. Mence 7. I think Milo is our offensive presence anyway, though. If I was going to swap, I think I'd swap for something that's a solid physical attacker. No. Should be over soon enough. Let's hope so. Okay, that's not a surprise with high risk, high return. So Swampert 2 is high risk on its own. And the others are all partial high risk. I don't really want to test out whether or not it's going to get counter here. It's more likely to Mirror Coat if it is Swampert. If it is a high risk Swampert, I also don't want to give it ages on Curse without going Skarm. It might let's go Skarm now, honestly. How do I feel about being crit by Surf? Not great. You plan on going to 200 today? Probably not today, probably won't happen. Swampert 4, too much of a risk to do that. I can open up with Double Team, it's not terrible. I think I'd rather go Skarm though. Probably rather go Scarm into Milo. Need the best factory player. Not sure. I'm not sure there is a best factory player. I think if there was, they would have multiple records. I did lose in doubles yesterday. Okay, so I think pivot again. I want to know what this is. Surf? Okay, 26. Probably could be 3 or 4. It won't be 1. It won't be 2. It won't be 1 as well because it doesn't have surf. I think, I don't know, I'm a tiny bit worried about critting Icy Wind into Swamp at 4. We can go back. I think if it's Swamp at 3, I can... I think if it's Swamp at 3, I want to deal with it with Skarmory, and I think if it's Swamp at 4, I want to deal with it with Milo. Just because of the Brave versus Quiet difference. I could also go... I don't like it as much, though. The damage is a bit more permanent on Snorlax. Okay, counter is hurt free, and I think I am gonna Toxic that. So if I crit, you've got to remember that it doubles twice. It's probably best for me to go Milo, recover Hydro. Maybe recover Hydro. Is Shell Bell gonna be enough? Please don't crit me. So no Shell Bell healing there. Surely I pump now. There we are. It is high risk. It is quite likely to be 1 or 3. I really want a Hydro Pump. Skarm. How much is Skarm on? 120. I don't want to switch. I don't want to die to a cross chop. I think Milo is staying in here. I suppose 1 and 3 are high risk, but 2 is the Thunder Punch super effective switch in. Let's pump it. Or not. Okay. Good turn. Doesn't have to be Harriman 1. In fact, Harriman 1, although cross drop can score +1, it's more likely to fake out. Okay. I could Icy Wind and risk it being thick fat. Can Harriman 1 do that much damage? Probably can, right? Yeah. The Quick Claw is going to be annoying, I think. It can be 4. It's not very likely to be Hariyama 4. It's likely to be 2 or 3, really, because they didn't fake out. which are both the Quick Claw sets. I'm only faster 80% of the time against Quick Claw. Okay. I mean, once it's out of cross shop, I can just set up unless it's Harry too. It's either going to be a Scam or a Snorlax setup, probably. Okay. There's the Quick Claw, so it's definitely 2 or 3. It's nice for it to miss. Harry 3 is adamant. I think this is probably Harry 2. Let's be sure though. Okay. So, how do I feel about Snorlax maybe getting burned? Isn't it better to just stay healthy, try and pump this? Let's Icy Wind it actually, to preserve the pump VB. If it burns Snorlax, I'm in big trouble. Okay, we crit, so maybe it was Thick Fat, and maybe it was Guts. Okay. So, it has to be high risk, but that doesn't narrow it down because they're all high risk. Let's think about this. If I Icy Wind, I'm faster than Taurus 1. Icy Wind is better against 2. Against all the others, it doesn't really matter. I think Icy Wind is best, though. Edge. And we hit. So now we can... Oh! Okay. Okay. So it is free. We can just let it die to its own recoil here, though. Had some pretty lucky moments this stream, not gonna lie. No type, no phrase. Normally Swampert 3 is quite a serious consideration. I just don't think this team needs it. It is interesting insurance against electrics though. It might be better than Snorlax. If the factory wants to kill you, you do die. You do die. Bad draft and bad RNG, it is over. It is rarer than you think for it to be truly unwinnable, but it does happen. Mega Kick crit. It's not high risk though. It's a bit more likely to be Exploud 1 therefore. I kind of want a double team for once. At least until I know what it is. I can do a stall outplay on 4. It's Exploud. Exploud 3 is what I'm kind of concerned about, and it's the one I'd most want to stay in against. Counter? Yes, okay. Because Exploud is naturally faster than me. Exploud 2, the funny... the cursed Pokemon from the RNG Manip team. Okay. We might as well fully set up. We might fully set up and then PP stall out. I mean, am I going Scum anyway? It's probably best for me to get rid of Sun and not be sweeping in Sun. Let's just waste a few turns on Attract. Yeah, let's just set up Scum. And let's not lose to Focus Band counter. I think I am actually going to fly this time. The counters are quite specific to it. Okay. Oh, that's quite funny. Okay. Okay. This feels like it never works out. That's why I'm laughing. I might as well wind recover. Or do I want to maximally not play around the... I mean, it's quite likely to give me a free recover with Protect. You can do this and then recover. Okay, whatever. Let's not get burned. I've just got a feeling it's going to do it again. Let's go this way around. Sure. Do it again. It now can't do it. And we miss. And we get crit. Finally. It would be extremely funny if this was aggron free. Okay, we'll never know. High risk. Guys, we can't insult Xploud 2. It's on the RNG Manip team for Factory, somehow. Blaziken's high risk is quite likely to be the Endure set. Swap for it. I think I'm always going Milo here. Quickly check Blaziken 1. Not broken. I think I'm always going Milo. If it's Blaziken 4, I probably go back to Snorlax. Apart from that, stay in. Dio reach 189. Sorry, Caesar. I'm lying. Okay. No White Herb. Okay. It is the Select set. Let's outspeed it first. Yeah, Blaziken 4 can't burn Snorlax, that's why we can go back to it. I kind of want you to miss. I've got 20 PP on recover. So we can just wait until this is out. And then until you... I guess we want to Icy Wind again, right? In case it does get the Endure Salac when the move's at -1. So we are now faster. It'd be very funny if we did that and then we missed Icy Wind after Endure. I'm kind of waiting for Endure. There we go. It can double Endure, but that's my best chance of getting past it. Okay. I might as well Icy because it dies to its own recoil, right? Well, we can recover first. Stick on it. No recover because end of turn recoil. End of turn on recoil, we skip our turn. Ampharos last is a little bit spooky with Milo damaged. Do we want to try and hit the pump? It might be best to Mirror Coat. Because it's only really Amphi 2 that has serious chances of winning here. But I think against Amphi 2 I would also rather Icy Wind. Yeah, I just want to do some damage. I'm not that worried about Amphi 1, not yet. If I hit Hydro Pump, the game is definitely over. If I miss, Snorlax might choke. It's very unlikely, but it might happen. It is a male Ampharos. We're male Snorlax, right? There we are. Would Icy Wind make Icy Wind would make Snorlax outspeed, yeah. Skarm is already faster. I think we just hit the Icy. And if we miss, surely we don't get more unlucky. T-Bolt, okay. It's 3 or 4. Can we work out whether it's 3 or 4? It was Salac, Blaziken, Bright Powder. Draw, so it can be either. We're pretty safe against 4. It's 3, which would be dangerous. So I think we open up with Shadow Ball to avoid static. Okay. Focus band question mark. Would be pretty epic if we had to hit the fly. Okay. I mean, half a mind to take Blaziken free, it just doesn't really belong on the team. Gonna try and be more careful with Milo in the future, I think. No, Thunderbolt would do more than Brick Break from Amphi 3 against Snorlax. Snorlax is max defense. Mrs. Ludicolo. I do not want to put Skarmin on Surf. We need to find out which variant of Ludicolo this is, I think. We're staying in if it's a attacking one, and we're switching if it's not, so I think we probably do go for Attract. Okay. There's a small difference in power between Ludicolo 1 and Ludicolo 2 because one of them has... Ludicolo 1 has 170 special attack investments and Ludicolo 2 is 255. That said, I don't think it really matters. We are just going to double team once. At that point it has a 37% chance of hitting us, and then I'm going to attack. I could do it again. Put it down to 30% chance of hitting me. It is outdamaging the average healing of leftovers even then, though. I need to be aware of the chance of Surf critting here. Surf critting is really, really bad news. I have to actually Facade now. I can't mess around with this anymore. Okay, that's big. So now that I've done damage, it will die to Fly. And I can now go on double team again. Okay. The resist switch. So this is a Focus Punch Aggron. I think I'm just always going Milo. Yeah, because it's also high risk. It's Aggron too, yeah. It's high risk as the third Pokemon as well. I was not in Focus Punch range, what? $177. I guess that's just about possible. It's gonna T-Wave me. I think, even though I have Lum, I want to try and hit Hydro Pump twice. It's 4% chance to miss twice. Recover is too greedy. Was quite expected. This is the Snake Bonanza from Donkey Kong. This is kind of the death sentence for Snorlax. Okay, it's 1. That's good to know. That's even more reason to kill it now. I'm not going to try and stall out Rain. Just about lives as well. Okay. We're fine as long as it doesn't crit us, I guess. Do I Shadow Ball in case there's another resist switch? Okay, no crit at least. Has to be a high risk one. It has to be Nido Queen 1 or 2. Which means it's always going to lose to Skarm. Yeah, we could have gone for Mirror Coat on Milo. I just think Milo is more valuable than Snorlax. Sludger, okay. I think it's Skarm now, because I don't want to lose the Focus Band counter at the end, and also because once I run out Rock Slide from Nido Queen 2, it's going to start randomly Earthquaking Skarm as well at -1. Yeah, Superpower is not high risk. It's a sort of move that probably should be. Counter. There we go. Okay, that's fine. Am I dead to Sludge Bomb crit? I probably am, right? It's not Nido King 2 deck time. True? True. So I could try and stall this out of Sludges. It is quite likely to choke anyway. Okay, Nido King. Nido Queen, rather. At the end of this, I am going to damage calc the scenario of the Fly not killing in one shot. That seems unlikely to me, but this would be unreal, yeah. Let me get the exact damage calc on Sludge Bomb then. Crit is more likely than Icy Wind Miss, which is probably going to influence this quite heavily. I do actually live Sludge Bomb very, very regularly here. But Sludge Bomb Poison is over, and Sludge Bomb Max Roll is over as well. Let me also damage count the Skarm. So 60 for you of crit. No type, no phrase. Okay. Nido King got super bad because it's almost Mug's Day. Yeah, I could have stalled it out. It didn't seem very likely to me that it could have lived without Focus Band. And I also wasn't really thinking that Nido Queen would immediately crit poison Milo. Like the chance of both of those happening back to back. Anyway. Okay. It's good to know there's no electric in the back at least. I think I just want a ball. Because I want a facade on turn 2 if I do get paralyzed for the potential resist switch, I guess. Okay. Can't get staticked. Okay, we just crit. Not bad. And Heracross comes out. That's concerning. It's not high risk. Doesn't mean it can't be Heracross 1 or 4 though. It's just so scared of focus band counter. Did 20. It's not Heracross 2. Heracross 3 has like a somewhat real chance with Brick Break into Brick Break crit. I might want to just go fly immediately. I almost want to go Toxic. I'm quite seriously considering giving Heracross a potential Guts boost on purpose here. Because I will survive Heracross 3 Brick Break into Guts Brick Break, so I can go Toxic Rest. If it's Heracross 1 or 4 though, I do get a basically free setup without using Toxic. Seen Electric Bug and fighting so far. Hello, Jack. It can't be 2. It just did 20 to me with Mega Horn. Heracross 2 does not have any attack investment. I seriously think I Toxic. Because I think Milo survives a Guts boosted Mega Horn from Heracross 3 anyway. What would that be? It has to crit Scarm. I've also got a like a 23% chance of missing Heracross 3 with Toxic anyway though, but I'm gonna curse. I'm gonna curse. Because I have Icy Wind Hydro in the back as a backup plan. It's not good into Heracross 3, but everything is banned to Heracross 3, right? Okay, it's Heracross 4. That's good to know. How to play this correctly. So once it's out of Mega Horns, it can randomly use Endure. I think I Toxic into Fly. Maybe no, I Toxic Rest Fly, don't I? In case I miss Fly. Yeah. Okay. It's not a Fisher set. Because it's not high risk. So I just poison it and it's over, right? Surely Whiskash 1 never survives fly. I don't want to be paralyzed by 2 into full paralyzed when flying. So I'm going to toxic, okay. It is 1. I think I used up all my bad luck yesterday, perhaps with the open level streak. But 200 is quite likely now. But it's not going to happen today. I need to take a break. Definitely need to take a break. Well, thanks for watching, guys. It was a good stream. I was so scared for the Noland round. Yeah, we do not have Noland next appears on 210. So unless the next draft is really bad, 200 just should be pretty likely. Play, get this for next time. Yeah, cool. Thanks for watching, guys. See you later.